All right, guys. After you were done with the Thursday assignment, you can read this story for enjoyment. It's on page 126 in your reading book. It's called The Midnight Concert. It's kind of like a murder mystery. Well, without the murder. It's just a mystery with a surprise twist at the end. Moonlight Concert Mystery. The last two rays of sunlight slipped down through the sea as Toshia and the turtle, world-famous detective, sighed with relief. The workday was finally over, and the moonlight concert would soon begin. He had been looking forward to this night for months, although he wished his friend Jack and Jack the jellyfish could have joined them. After the concert, Toshia was off to Florida for a much-needed break. As he was packing up, Angela and Charlie rushed into his office. "Can you believe the moonlight concert was canceled?" Charlie the crab asked in his usual cranky manner. Now, Angela the angelfish corrected. "Where are your manners, Charlie? You didn't even say hello." She smiled sweetly at Charlie, and as Charlie rolled his eyes. Toshia was used to this behavior from the pair, so he turned to Angela and asked, "What's all this about a concert being canceled?" "Well," Angela began, "Charlie and I just strolled past the concert stage when we saw Serena putting up a sign, and she almost ran into me with a drum when I asked her why the show was called off," interrupted Charlie. Picking up his cap and notebook, Toshia suggested that he head to the concert stage. At the entrance of the stage, the group ran into Oliver the octopus, whose eyes never left the ocean floor. "I was supposed to perform my solo tonight," he mumbled. "Now, your eyes down means you're downcast or sad." "Oh, boo-hoo," mocked Charlie. "You always get a solo." Toshia raised his eyebrows at Charlie's attitude and then turned to Oliver. "Why was the concert canceled, Oliver?" he asked. "Because all of our instruments were stolen," Oliver cried. "Please excuse me," he continued on his miserable way towards Mermaid Cave. Toshia took careful notes based on his observations and conversations. So he's a detective. You got the positive fish, and you got the crouchy crab, and you got the really sad octopus, and they're all leaving you guys hints. I wonder if you could figure out the mystery. Who stole the instruments? Suddenly, Saria the starfish stomped towards the group. "Did you read the sign? The concert's canceled." Serena's words seemed harsh to Toshia, especially since she was the band leader. "But why?" Angela asked. "I had no choice, angel face. The instruments were stolen," Serena explained. "Oliver told me about the incident." "Why was Oliver here before you?" Toshia asked, scribbling in his notes. Maybe Oliver did it. He was there too soon. "A special guest offered to play during our show, so Oliver had to put off his solo until the next concert. He took it a little hard at first, but later offered to set up the stage." So that's the octopus. The octopus wasn't going to get to sing his solo, and he went there before anybody else. Charlie watched as Toshia jotted down the new information and rubbed his chin. "What's there to think about? It sounds like Oliver had a motive." "A good detective never jumps to conclusion," Toshia replied. Finding no other clues, Toshia led the group towards Mermaid Cave. Serena stumbled over something that Toshia recognized immediately. "Is that a coral drumstick?" Maybe they're on the right track. The starfish blushed and picked it up. "Oh, so it is. The drummers will be thrilled we found it." Angela smiled uncomfortably as a drum beat echoed from within the cave. "Did you hear that? Come on." Toshia paused to pick up a crumpled sheet of paper before following the others into the cave. As he pulled back the seaweed curtain, Toshia heard the coral hit the drums in a familiar rhythm. Suddenly, the lights came up, and everybody shouted, "Surprise, Toshio!" Toshio couldn't help but smile. My friends, you have outdone yourself in creating this great mystery. I never guessed that you were planning the going away party for me. What a delightful surprise. So you see they were all in on it, and he's a detective, so he was trying to figure out this detective, and it led him right to the surprise party. As the music swelled inside Mermaid Cave, Toshio read the crumpled note. Have everyone gather in Mermaid Cave for tonight's surprise. Don't forget my drumsticks, Jammin' Jack Jellyfish. Toshio chuckled to himself and tucked the page into his notebook. He couldn't think of a better way to spend his last night before setting out on his next big adventure. So, of course, we had some animal characters in this story who did it up real good for their turtle friend on his last night there before he had to go south for the winter. All right, guys, there's no assignment. Just to enjoy that story. Feel free to reread it with somebody at your house. Have a great day.